Today we're going to be talking about creativity and imagination. You know, as you get older, you tend to say that, gosh, I can't believe how fast it goes by, right? I can't believe that, well, I personally can't believe it's 50 years since the moon launch. I mean, do you know what I mean? I'm wondering where all the points are in between. And one of the things he said was essentially that if you do something novel all the time, you have more points in there, and therefore the time expands. You have stretched out time because you have new things going on. You can remember the poignant things, and sometimes the new things, I remember those new things, but then what happened in between. And so if we can pay attention to our lives, then we would realize that we need novelty. We need to play. So to be creative, practice doing something new. To begin to ignite the fun in you. It's not that you're not creative, it's just that you've created something already, and the repetition of it doesn't give you the joy that it could. Or maybe think of that. Everybody you see is your mother, was your mother at one time. So the new people you've loved, that might be easy. The people you don't know or hardly know, that might be a little harder. But the people who are your enemies, you may not think of it at all. But once you do, then there's an equanimity about everybody. Everybody kind of deserves your compassion. And they deserve your compassion because they had been kind to you at some point. And if they're not kind to you at this very moment, if they were actually being mean to you at this moment, you have compassion because they're developing bad karma for themselves, and one day they'll have to deal with it. And it's a nice little package, isn't it? It's a whole other way of imagining the world. So this imagination is really the foundation of us perceiving the world in the first place. What we choose to filter in and filter out is the trick of life. We found that in Greece and Rome, that when you were creative, especially when you did something brilliant, you were said to have been influenced by your daemon, if you're in Greece, or your genius in Rome. And so these were disembodied spirits or presences that would come through you and give you that creative burst or creative expression of some sort, and that would be what animated you to be successful in that profound way. And that sense of genius was actually not yours, but belonged to the genius that lived outside you, but came through you, right? Which is pretty cool. Because your ego doesn't have to take ownership. Both become too proud or too embarrassed by whatever happened. You had another to take the responsibility for. I'd like to talk to you about how to invoke it in general. One is to meditate. Meditate, pray. But to meditate is to begin to clear your mind out of the I thought. The I am doing. And meditation, play, as Janet was saying, she moves into the childlike nature, and then she moves into the kingdom. So there's a degree of freedom that comes that allows you to be different than your normal self as you do this, as you can become like that. You can be anything that is compelled through you. So you have, and then the third thing is to ask. To be really honest that you want this to come through you. This asking is the honest place to be. You're humble. You're admitting that if you want something great to happen, it's going to take more than just you. And you're coupling with the divine. Now, it doesn't come through you without you. It's not like you disappear. It's not the same as channeling. It is an invocation of the partnering of you and the divine. One of the things I would hope is that we would take this to heart, that we should play, We should imagine a great life and live it as best we can, but also pray and invite the divine through us. So when we're doing something, we'll have this sense of, ole, it's just happening.